So if you're working from home, there's only so much work you can get done in your bed, propped up with your laptop open. You gotta get yourself a desk, and here's mine. What's up, y'all? I'm Rob, aka Creative Chavis, and I am a freelance graphic designer based in Atlanta, Georgia. I moved here from Houston, Texas the summer of 2019, and right after I moved here, there was the pandemic, all of the stay at home, stay out of the office, stay away from people orders. So I figured it was a good time to really step up my workflow by creating a dedicated workspace at home. First thing I did was start looking for desks, and of course my algorithms got kicked up and I started getting suggested all of these different desk setup videos, which gave me the desire for different things. I needed more than just a desk because I got the desk just for my laptop, and I figured might as well get a monitor. And if I'm getting a monitor, I'm gonna have to have my laptop closed, so I'm gonna need a keyboard and a mouse. So it snowballed into this hobby almost. I was watching so many videos and getting inspired by all these different incredible setups. Another hobby I picked up right before the pandemic was gaming. So I wanted to make sure that my workplace could also double as a play place. So for my desk, I went with the 47-inch Sedata gaming desk. I picked it up on Amazon for, I believe, $185, which is crazy because now I think it goes for about $100. But whatever. It comes with a monitor stand shelf so I can prop my monitor up eye level, and it has a built-in power strip with 3 plugs and 2 USB ports. The desk also has a cup holder and a headphone holder. I was working on a 13-inch early 2015 MacBook Pro. I sold that on Facebook Marketplace for $400, and I picked up the base model M1 Mac Mini for $699. So technically I only spent $300 and I got a huge upgrade out of that. So with my old MacBook Pro, I can only run one Adobe program at a time. If I was working on a magazine in InDesign and I needed to edit a photo in Photoshop, I would have to save my work and close down InDesign and open up Photoshop, do what I needed to do in there, close that down, and then go back to the app. If I had more than one app open at the same time, my computer would get so hot it would burn my lap. Now with this M1 chip on the Mac Mini, whatever I throw at it, you won't even catch a little bit of a slowdown. It's really good for multitasking, and I feel like it's gonna last me a long time. I'm using the Apple Magic Trackpad 2 and the Logitech MX Master 3. So I can do the traditional gestures with my left hand, and then with my right hand, I can point and click and scroll and use the additional buttons. So it's like, I'm like a multitasking king over here now. So the cool thing about the MX Master 3 mouse is that it has your traditional left and right buttons, so you can do your traditional clicks, and it has your traditional vertical scroll wheel. You can decide how you want to scroll with the scroll wheel. If you click this button, you can switch it to ratchet mode, where it literally can go line by line if you're working on something like code or something where you just need a precise movement. And then you can switch it back to the free spin mode, and it just zips through. If you're like scrolling through a long page or long story, you can really get through quick. Then on top of that, it comes with a horizontal scroll wheel. So you can scroll through timelines if you're editing video, or move your artboard around if you're on Illustrator. And it has 2 side buttons for your thumb, which are fully customizable and app specific. So say right now I have it set to the default. So if I'm working in Photoshop, I can use these buttons to undo and redo, and I don't have to do it on the keyboard. And with the horizontal scroll wheel, I can adjust my brush size. Or if I'm on Safari, I can use the horizontal scroll wheel to jump between different tabs, and then I can use the buttons to go forward and back. And that's just the default ones. You can completely customize it. I haven't even got into it because I like the default ones so far. For my keyboard, I went with the Keychron K3 Ultra Slim wireless mechanical keyboard. And this thing is great because it's giving me the same feedback as I would get from an old school keyboard, but it has a nice modern look to it. The color scheme has these shades of gray and these pops of color with the orange. It looks so good when it's off, and then when it's on, it has the RGB backlighting, so when I'm working in the dark, I'm able to see my keys, and they have all these effects, so it just makes my desk really pop when I have it on. So I went with the blue switches, which are really clicky and really loud. Some might find them annoying, but I find them super satisfying. Since I'm not in the office anymore, and since I live alone and I don't have a partner, I don't have to worry about disturbing anybody. I can be as loud as I want. In the future, if I ever decide to switch them out, I can go ahead and literally go into each key and pull them out and assign each key a different switch or a different keycap. This thing is only 75%, so it's super compact, super portable. Since now the pandemic has ended, and since I'm fully vaccinated, if I want to go to a coffee shop and pull out my iPad Pro, I can use the Keychron mechanical keyboard versus the membrane keyboards that you find in most iPad cases. It's just, for me personally, I like it. So for my monitor, I'm using a 43-inch Samsung 4K TV, which some might say is ridiculous, but I love it. It's so big, I'm able to run programs at their full size. And then when I switch over to gaming, it's so immersive. If I'm playing Call of Duty, I feel like I'm in a damn war zone for real. Hey, somebody try to kill me. Motherfucker. Then I have the M1 iPad Pro, which just came out in 2021, and this thing has the exact same chip as my computer. Not the same software, which we'll get to that later, hopefully. I use this as a second display. I have it just right underneath my main display, and I can have mail there, so I can always see my incoming mail or my incoming messages, or if I receive a phone call, I can take it on the iPad. I can FaceTime on the iPad, which is super cool because now the front-facing camera has this new feature called Center Stage. It uses the wide-angle camera and then zooms in and tracks your position. So if you're on a call and you move around, it follows you all the way through, which a lot of times I'll take the iPad in the kitchen while I'm cooking on something. If I'm talking to my friends, I can move around, grab stuff out of the fridge, go warm things up on the stove, and it's like the camera is following me every way, and I don't have to feel like I need to move the iPad to try to get myself into focus. The speakers are so good on the iPad, I don't need to connect it to a Bluetooth speaker. It just really increases my productivity for the day if I have some good music, it's a good soundtrack playing in the background. Or I can have a movie or a TV show playing, and I can have that down there while I'm working up here. It's kind of like, it's a good balance to separate my work from my play. I can scroll through social media or respond to text messages without even having to put the iPad down, or without having to pause my movie. I can just slide it over and scroll through whatever I need to do. Now, I picked up the Apple Pencil, so now I can use it to jot down notes. I can mark up photos, and I can even get a real precise selection in Photoshop. Because the software isn't as good on the iPad as it is on my Mac Mini, I don't really use it too much for work, but don't get it twisted. This thing can do a lot of work. I have a couple of Adobe apps, and I'm trying to learn how to use them in cases that I could use them. I went ahead and added my PlayStation 4 onto the desk. So now, after I'm done working, when I log out, when I'm done for the day, when I'm not doing any more work, when I'm not taking any more clients, I can boot up my PlayStation and I can rest my mind from work, but I don't have to even move from the spot that I was working in. I was lucky enough to snag a Super Nintendo Classic before they got discontinued. So I added the RGB lighting behind the monitor. I also got an RGB desk pad, so that lights up the back and the actual surface area. Plus my keyboard has the RGB lighting, so it gets real lit in here if I wanted to get real lit in here. I got a Rubik's Cube that gives the desk a little more color. I also put a little mini Super Mario next to the Super Nintendo. And I have a Saw Gerrera Pop Funko, which is from Star Wars, and I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I just got it because I think it looked like me. So it's like I got a little mini Pop Funko of myself. I would just change the outfit. And of course, my graphic designer mug. So when I wake up in the morning, I might steep some tea, some green tea, some lemon ginger tea, whatever, to really wake my body up. And I'll sip on that while I'm scrolling through emails and responding and just organizing what I need to do for that day and how long I plan on working that day. And that's about it. So, you know, I started setting this desk up about a year ago. It was about a year ago when I first even had the idea to get a desk. And I'm so proud with how far it came along, and it's ever changing. So there's things on this desk that might change. I'm even thinking about switching up the monitor. I'm thinking about switching up my chair, and that's as I'm making this video. So who knows what it'll look like within the next few years, but there's a lot of things on my desk that I'm sure are gonna last me for a very long time, particularly for me and what I do, and the fact that I'm running my own business and I'm taking clients from home. I may meet a client somewhere. I can just bring my iPad, show him or her the designs I've been working on, and we can have a discussion right there. And I also don't need a space to work in that's outside of my home. I can have it all right here, and if I'm gonna have it all right here and it's for me, I might as well make it as personal as I can and as fun as I can and as relaxing as I can and as comfortable as I can. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I hope that everybody out there, if they're able to, can do the same. But I'm super curious and I love being inspired. So if you already have your desk set up and you have your work from home set up, let me see it. Send me a picture, shoot a video. And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you really love this video and you want to see more. I'm new to YouTube and I plan on making a few more videos. I hope I didn't do a bad job with this one because it is my first one, but I think I did all right. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and until next time, peace.